Hey, welcome back into another Movement Parallels Life practice. Today I've got a cardio and mobility workout for you. We're exploring some crawling combinations. We'll start by briefly going over the base patterns that we'll use today. The first pattern is a crawl to deep squat. From your crawl position, sink your hips back and spring forward, lunging a foot next to the hands. You can alternate sides. Then you're going to jump or step into a full deep squat. Spend some time establishing a good strong position there. The next pattern is a crawl rollover to kick through. From a standard crawl position, pick up one leg and reach it across your body, rolling over. Touch the ground, and then roll back through, coming back to the crawl position, and then immediately transition into a kick through. Next up is the gallop crawl. You're going to start in a split squat position. Lean forward, plant your hands, and press into the ground. The legs jump, and the front leg is going to extend, pulling you forward with each stride. Next up is a basic pass under transition, taking us from that foot hand crawl to the inverted crawl and back. We'll add in some strength work with a few push-ups every time you come back to that prone position. Next, we'll look at the elbow crawl and the press up. This is a pretty easy one. You're going to start in a foot hand crawl position, lower down to the elbows, and then press back up to the hands, making sure to maintain core and shoulder stability. Split your time between crawling on your elbows and crawling on your hands. Make sure that you explore all different planes. Next pattern is low crawl shifting. This is a tough one. You can perform this on your toes or on your knees to modify. Set your hands wide apart, press strongly into the ground with your palms, and push away and pull towards as you glide from side to side. Next is the high hip shuffle crawl. Start in a forward fold, lower down into a squat. Reach and plant your hands, press into the ground. As you jump, elevate your hips, land and lower back into that squat position. The last pattern we'll look at is the inverted crawl spin. From the inverted crawl on one arm, you're going to rock forward towards your feet. Swing your free arm across your body. Rotate your shoulders and your head. Find the ground and plant the hand to complete the rotation. Okay, let's get into the workout. We're going to take two of those base patterns and combine them into a 2-minute flow. Then we'll alternate with 2 minutes of stretching and mobility. We're going to get through 4 rounds total. Remember, you're looking to make sure that your positions are strong and your transitions are clean. Let's move. Our first round pairing is going to be the crawl lunge to deep squat and the gallop crawl. We'll transition into 2 minutes of active rest. I'm going to focus in on spinal extension and half kneeling hip flexor stretches. Here we go, back with round 2. We're combining the pass under to push up and the crawl rollover and kick through. Transition into your 2-minute active rest. I'm going to focus in on an inverted crawl hip lift and a seated pike stretch. All right, here we go, round 3. We're combining elbow crawl press-ups with low crawl shifting. Here we go, transitioning into our third active rest period. I'm gonna focus in on sits, side bend sit, straddle sit, and butterfly sit. Fourth and final flow, we're combining the high hip shuffle crawl in the inverted crawl spin. right, that was tough. We're finishing up our practice today with a final active recovery period. I'm going to go with supine reaching and side bend sit variations. So that's just about going to finish up our practice for today. I want to thank you so much for joining in and moving with me. These floor movements are absolutely amazing for developing well-rounded fitness in strength, mobility, and cardio. It might take a while to get the hang of some of these movements, but the benefits aren't just physical. It's mindful movement practices like the one that we just went through have so much potential to enhance our lives. As always, if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments or visit my website, www.movementparallelslife.com. I'll see you in the next video, and in the meantime, love your practice.